I went on to my favourite online shop, Temu, and bought some rainbow flippers, which brightened my morning. And so I have got some flippers, and I figured with Parkinson's maybe causing some weakening, that having the addition of flippers would give me a little bit more power to be able to get through the water easier. And they certainly helped, but still didn't help with the inhaling water, which I seem to do on a regular basis, sometimes needing to stop and have a good cough and splutter because I'd swallowed a heap of water, which was not fun. Then one day one of the lifeguards said to me, "Have you thought of trying a snorkel?" And this is not the sort of snorkel that we're used to, which is obviously goes in the mouth and the pipe would go to the side. No, these snorkels are specifically for swimming training, and you hold a mouthpiece in your mouth as per a normal snorkel, and there's a band that goes sort of around your forehead and sort of comes at the back much as your swim goggles would, and you put it on after you put your goggles on, and you just swim straight and you don't have to breathe on either side because you're breathing through the snorkel. So I bought one of those too, and so I've got goggles, I've got flippers, and now I've got a snorkel. Then I noticed that even with the snorkel, the water was getting up my nose. So I went and bought some nose clips. So that's flippers, snorkel, mask or goggles, and nose clips. And so yeah, I'm on to my second pair of nose clips because the first ones didn't work very well, and it's a really unpleasant sensation getting water coming in up your nose. So hopefully these new ones that I've got will be better. So I've got all this paraphernalia. I tell you, I'm just about going to need a trunk to put all this stuff in to take to the swimming pool in the mornings. So with all this stuff that I'm using, I think it is helping me, and I've gone from swimming maybe 1 or 2 lengths to gradually building it up to 30 lengths in about an hour. And I'm quite pleased with that, but I'm so out of breath so quickly. But I think it is helping me. It's good exercise, it's good aerobic exercise, good for your lungs. But one of the things I said to my husband after the lifeguard said to me, "Have you thought of trying a snorkel?" And then I subsequently have got one and am using it now. And I said to my husband, well, I wonder, with me sort of inhaling a fair bit of water before I had the snorkel, whether it was the number of things that I needed to do to get myself to swim a length. When you think about it, there's a number of things to do, a number of tasks to be achieved that could be challenging for somebody with Parkinson's. First of all, you need to kick your feet. Then at the same time, you need to use your arms to pull you through the water as well. So those two things hopefully work together. And then you add breathing in there, and that's another complexity. When do you breathe? Do you breathe every time? Do you breathe on one side only? Do you breathe and alternate sides? And I said to my husband, I was having a lot of trouble with the breathing, and I said, I wonder whether it is that with having to concentrate on the legs and the arms, that the concentration on breathing and how to do that correctly was a step too far. I notice for myself a lot of things I have slower processing. So my poor old brain's going, kick, use your arms, oh shit, forgot to breathe. Kick, use your arms, oh shit, forgot again. Arms, legs, oh crap, I forgot, oh I'm drinking water, I'm drinking the pool. So the actual breathing side of things, I could do the kicking, I could do the arms, and the arms weren't necessarily doing the things evenly, but they were still working. But I could not for the life of me stop drinking the pool for any reasonable length of time. So yeah, so the breathing thing, the snorkel really had to come into play. So it is much easier now. It's still not easy, but it's still challenging, and I get out of breath and get tired and all that sort of thing, but I am managing to do an hour's worth of swimming, 30 lengths in an hour, and I have to stop at the ends briefly. It's getting more and more briefly, so I'm starting to get a little bit fitter, I think. So yeah, I think just having that snorkel in place rather than having to think about breathing and not about thinking about breathing and not taking in water, if you take that sort of one risk away, it does feel safer. That I can actually swim and do so reasonably effectively without sucking in water. So yeah, the snorkel was a good idea. But yeah, I think just the legs and the arms were enough to deal with for my brain, and adding in breathing was just too much. So stick a snorkel in your mouth and give it a crack. At least you're naturally going to breathe if you've got something to breathe through. So yeah, it's well worth a crack. And I think because it's supportive and you're not going to strain any muscles or anything too much, I don't think. And it's been good for my back, but it's also hopefully good for me to get some more aerobic exercise that will help me in my hoped weight loss journey. So yeah, swimming. See how it goes. Give it a crack. I mean, there are usually adult lessons available at the various pools. Who knows, you might discover that it's an exercise that you enjoy, and yeah, give it a go. So this has been Sue from Parkinson Me, my journey with Parkinson's. Kia kaha, be brave, be strong, be you.